Howdy, YouTube neighbors. It's time once again for some Pentiment. Last time around, we basically just Tethys'd it up all over the place. We pissed off Martin, we pissed off the Baron, we pissed off all the monks. We basically pissed off everybody except our landlord because we stole from God and paid her taxes. So, assuming that this game is not irreparably lost at this point, what is our next step? Well, it was awful, but I still have to get the scriptorum. Hopefully, temperatures have calmed down since last night. Oh yeah, if I recall, the bell was ringing. We gotta go see what's up with that. Hey, is this where we throw our books? I know I was erasing some text earlier in this game. I thought that was what I was going to be doing. I'm not sure where I'm going. We're in the Old Bailey. I don't see objectives. So I guess I just wander in the direction of the church. Oh, hey there. Coming from the cloister. Where is the cloister? Where is the cloister? Okay, the cloister's a hallway, apparently. Yeah, we're going to the chapter house there. So it's going to be through the dormitory or the cemetery. People are screaming, so let's not take the chance that the dead have risen. Alright, what's in the cloister? Just down the hall, maybe the chapter house. I don't think those screams are coming from the chapter house. Well, what use are you, Tethys? I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. Master Tethys. Dude, ooh. It's blood. What's happened? I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. Piero. Please, Father, where is Brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Florian. Have I ever given a voice to Florian? I don't believe I have. I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Ah! Sister Marguerite, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Marguerite back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us. The Baron was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? The Abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march up our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? Do pray, God protect us, culto sacra, Dios nos guarde. Silence! Quiet! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then, what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freising at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the imperial diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, Goob. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Winslow, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? Brother Piero? Why? You'll take him over my dead body. Do not test my will, Tethys. It wasn't your will I was going to test, Father. He was caught in flagrante delicto, covered in blood, with a knife in his hand. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger, not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Tethys. Uh-oh. No. Somebody's been set up. This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. Excuse me. That's a rough voice to do. I get to insult Gaia. This is my choice. He wasn't angry. Anyone who was in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Be quiet. This is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. I am through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Wasjow will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Tethys out of the abbey. Tethys, do not show your face again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? This is ridiculous, but I... Alrighty. Tethys, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either, but this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Pierre is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. Well, if you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at Nones. Alright, refresh me. When is Nones? 3 p.m. Sounds good. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I will let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. I don't remember Tethys having any medical training. What exactly is he going to look at on the body? I mean, I guess I could find out if he was, sacrificed to an elder god or something. I am an occultist. I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. Hopefully it will clear my head. And the game's really going to make me walk all the way back there. Let me just test something. Yeah, it's not going to let me. Yep, as far as I know, there is no fast travel in this game. So, we are just going to have to ride the Heel-Toe Express. Just out of curiosity, anything interesting in the guest house? Ah, I saw something on the table. What's this? A letter to the Baron from Friar Fenric? Oh, yes, he is staccato. Baron Rothvogel. Trotz Airherr Holden Alpha... Okay, not even gonna try. Not even gonna try. My god, Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. It's one thing to read books on magic, but few are foolish enough to attempt to actually practice what's written in them. Some of the substances used in these rituals are dangerous, even lethal, and God forbid someone in the Inquisition finds out about it. Huh. I didn't think the Inquisition existed at the same time as Luther. Huh. I really need to brush up on my history. Okay, so we've learned something interesting there. So maybe it's prudent not just to go straight back to... Now that we've mentioned that... Oh, I can't get back into the monastery. Well, maybe. Maybe... Nope, I can't. Alright. I wanted to go back to check the scriptorium. But apparently that's not in the cards for this chapter. Have I been to the forest? Satia Waterfall. Smokey's home. Church and Druckers. Most of this felling is for the Abbey's renovations and firewood. The town can only gather sticks. Well, that's not cool. Hey, Till, did you see anything? Nope, of course not. These must be Paul's drawings. Okay. Collapsed. This must have allowed Luid access to the aqueduct. Okay. So nothing of note here. Alright, let's get back to the Druckers. Unless I see something interesting on the way. Klaus. Good day, Tethys. Back from... Oh, here we go. Back from the Abbey already? Is only noon. Tethys, are you alright? I'm not sure. I'm not sure of anything. I'm Tethys. Intelligence is my dump stat. Well, why don't you come inside and sit down for a minute? If it's not an imposition, I'd appreciate a moment to rest. Not an imposition at all. My friends are always welcome in my home. Besides, I could use your opinion on something. Am I gonna get murdered? Oh, it's a witch. I'm gonna get hexed. Good day, Tethys. Should I fix you a plate? No, I'm sorry. I don't have much of an appetite right now. That's a shame, but I'll fix you a plate anyway in case it comes back. Hello. Oh, okay. You're not a witch. Hello, Birdholt. How are you? Sleepy? Come back to my workshop. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful, almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? The figures and composition are terrific, but the background is quite dense and busy. I would suggest running this in Gen 2 passes, with the background elements in a lighter ink to help the character stand out. That's a fine idea. I'll pass on your compliments to Marie. Are these hair woodcuts? They are. The drawings are mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do the woodcuts and the type. Bless us, O Lord, on these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 I'm hungry. Amen. Tethys, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a very long time. The visiting nobleman Lorenz Rothvogel was found murdered in the chapter house. God in heaven, he just rode by here yesterday. Yeah, then it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's awful. A murder in Chiosau. How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Tethys. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? And does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. It seemed like Lorenz had been stabbed, but I don't know. There was a lot of blood around him. But no, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Stabbed? It's hard for me to imagine a monk doing that as well, but who knows? Oh, but could it have been one of the sisters? But if it wasn't Brother Piero, who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Steinhauer get into a shouting argument with Lorenz yesterday just before I walked by your place. Lucky? Why would he have cause to shout at the nobleman? Oh, I told you I wasn't hungry. Dang it. Alright, I'm gonna eat the sausage. Yum, 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 sausage. Stuff the whole thing in my mouth. There's probably something else going on at that Abbey you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but I'm going to totally trade gossip. If you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. Could it have something to do with the nuns? But why would Lucky argue with Lorenz about nuns? Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure that if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Kemperin came out of the woods and... Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Ottilia's late husband Uranig ran afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Uranig died just last year, and Ottilia hasn't been the same since. Alright, eat the bread. She always was an old bitch, even before she was old. Klaus, that's enough. She's had to deal with a Job's lot in life. Job's lot in life. And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors that she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. Women are not legally barred from inheriting. It depends on the details of the lease. Did she come from a wealthy family? She did, in fact. Wealthier than Ronig's, anyway. If the land they lived on was part of her dowry, she can make a case to lay claim to it, or property of equal value. Well, are you a lawyer, Tethys? Enough about Ottilia. Is there anyone else you think may have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Fenric has been acting strangely ever since the day Lorenz arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement? I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and of the new works. On his last visit, the Baron brought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? It's not that outlandish. When I was in university, I saw men throw punches over small academic concerns. Granted, I was very drunk at the time, but I think that's what the argument was about. What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others, and worth killing for. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Fenric, not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Afterward, he seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character.
So, Lucky is the widow and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else?
There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. It sounds like they have a history, at least. Let's finish up my bread. Nope, I have to leave breadcrumbs? Okay. Egg pasta. I did not know that was a thing. Back in ye olden days.
I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I have never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason.
Well, Tethys, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for talking to me. I was feeling overwhelmed. You are always welcome here, Tethys. Anytime.
Yeah.
You are especially welcome with this one. God be with you, Tethys. Thank you. Be good until I come back, Berthold.
I'll try.
He did it. Berthold did it. Berthold stabbed him. I do not trust that kid. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I should talk to Lucky Steinauer. He's probably working in front of his house. The widow Kemperin lives south of here, near Friend's Bower. Friar Fenric is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body at the Abbey, he'll have to do it without me. Okay, well, we have a lot going on now. Prime, hour 6. The brothers and sisters discovered Lorenz murdered in the chapter house. Brother Piero kneeling nearby with a bloody knife. I can't make sense of it, but the abbot has ordered me to leave until tomorrow. Brother Florian promised to let me covertly attend his examination of the body later today. Until then, he thinks I should sit down for a good meal. I should see if the Druckers have a place at their table for me. We already did that. Let's see. The Baron's man Miklaus has departed for Innsbruck to request the presence of the Most Reverend Jacob Essler, Archdeacon of Freising. He will be gathering evidence about the murder and interrogating those of us who might have information. I should talk with Lucky to find out what he was arguing about with the Baron. He's usually working next to his house north of the town commons. Otelia Kemperin cursed the Baron when we were walking through the meadow. I need to find out why she hated him so much. Friar Fenric has been acting strangely, but I can't talk to him yet. I was able to find an entrance to the library through the crypt beneath the Abbey. Mother Cecilia reacted poorly to the Baron's appearance at the Abbey. Could she have something to do with his murder? Alright. I want to know about the widow's curse. I am an occultist. I want to know if it's a real curse or if it's just some profanity. So I need to find the widow Kemperin. In order to get to her... Oh, I have an investigate objective right next to me. I guess I could do that real quick. We'll need to be very careful about the passage of time, apparently. Oh, hang on. Am I missing something? Oh, okay, yeah, I went the wrong direction. My bad. Well, the rain's let up, but the thunder's still here. Okay. Did I give Lucky a voice? I don't remember doing so. Hello, Tethys. Something you need? I can see you're busy, so I'll keep it brief. I'd hope to ask you a few questions about Baron Rothvogel. No. No, but it will only take a moment. Ask your questions of someone else. I saw you shouting at the Baron when he arrived in Tassing. What was that about? Get it through your pebble-stuffed head. I'm not talking about Rothvogel. If you had no part in his death, you shouldn't mind answering a few simple questions about him. You think I'm stupid? You're twisting my words around already. Maybe you'll try to see me killed with them. Talking about him makes you angry, and you don't strike me as a man quick to anger. That's because I was very angry with him, and now he's dead. So I'm not. I'm not celebrating the Baron's death, Tethys, but I'm not all that sad about it. And that's all I'll say to you about it. Good day. He was not being forthright with we, and he seems eager to get away. If I wait here, maybe he'll leave, and I can observe his actions. But should I do it now? It will probably take a while. I'll observe Lucky later. Oh yes, we definitely have time considerations in this section. So we're going to put Lucky on the back burner. Everything about that screams red herring to me. Hey, Tethys, you seen my son? Saw him running from the Abbey this morning, actually. That fucking rat. That layabout was asleep when I went into the fields. He told his mother he was sick. He say anything to you, like where he was going? He told me to eat shit, actually. Damn it, how many times have I told him? Must be his mother's influence. He sure as shit didn't learn that behavior from me. If you see him again, will you tell Ket? Okay, who's that? Oh, okay. Gotcha. She's driving me crazy about it. What's got her worried? There ain't a thing in this world that doesn't worry my wife. Martin's no exception. The boy's always running off. Always comes home, too. Doesn't stop her getting hysterical about it. He's her son. Stands to reason she'd be concerned if he disappeared. Yeah, well, I didn't ask you, did I? Fair point. Talk to Cat or don't, it doesn't matter to me. Until later, Tethys. Until then. Wait a minute. I thought this is where I was supposed to find the widow. Oh, okay. I can't go any further here, so I can just keep going further south. Have I seriously never been to this section? These wood carvings are quite curious. Oh yeah, she's a witch.
Well, if it isn't the rotten Baron's new best friend.
Nice to see you too, Ottilia.
Pah, sarcasm, how original. What did you want? You must be bothering me for something.
We've never really talked. I thought it time we get acquainted.
Humph. No one wants to talk to a surly old widow out of the goodness of their heart. No, I know your type. You want something from me. What is it, boy? Spit it out.
Can't a young man come to entertain an old widow out of simple Christian charity?
No. Go away.
Please, I just want to ask you some question about Lorenz Rothvogel's murder.
Oh, is that what all those bells were for? My, what a blessing! Not the first time Perkta answered my call. Do you want to know what I think? I'm glad he's dead. I hope whoever killed him gets the abbot next. Maybe burns the entire abbey to the ground. And that's all I have to say about it.
The life of an innocent man is at stake. One of the elderly brothers. Can't you spare me a few minutes?
You think I care about what happens to some old monk? Idiot! Kills them all? See if I care. Every agent of the church should die.
When you're done with the church, why don't you storm the gates of heaven and murder the Lord on his throne? That'll show him, the holy bastard.
Don't you make fun of me, boy.
Where is this anger coming from? Is it something I can help with?
No! Well, maybe. Don't suppose those skinny arms of yours could hold more than a paintbrush?
I'm not so strong as Otto, but I can lift things and reach high places if that's what you need. Not often someone offers to help out old Ottilia. Fine, you'll do something for me. Maybe it'll jog my memory. But it's going to take a while. Lots of things been building up. Things I'm too old to do. You got some place to be? Well, this is the route I want to pursue. But I don't know that I want to commit yet. This means that I don't check out the body. Let me... Oh, I can't check my journal when I make this decision. That's unfortunate. Huh. Well, whoa. That actually startled me. Okay, let's commit. I have no other plans. I'm all yours for the afternoon. Follow me, then. I'm needing to collect some firewood, but I haven't been able to muster the energy. Let's gather you some sticks, then. No questions? Good. Stick. That is one mean-looking squirrel. Tethys, can you be any slower? Oh my, this is some riveting gameplay right here. This has to be it, right? Yeah, looks like that's it. There are the trees Otto's been felling for the abbot. Break off that branch there. It's the big one. If you insist. Good. I like an obedient boy. I really hope that was going to break off and smack him in the head. Eat shit, Gurno! Oh, that's all the wood I need for a while. I can't use all these sticks. They're too big. You need to break them down for me. For a common lady, you sure have the mien of a noble woman. What was that? Sure, breaks the sticks. Got it. I need the right side at a certain length, so break them all and forget the leftover scrap. How long do you need them to be, woman? I'll know it when I see it. Now get snapping, boy. That one should do nicely. Alright, so we're about that size. I need these smaller so they fit in my hearth on hearth, Tethys. That one should do nicely. Oh, okay, let's break that off there. That one should do nicely. Keep breaking. This one is too big. I don't need a club. I don't need for club, you buffoon. It's too big. You're not licking it all. I need these smaller so they'll fit in my hearth, Tethys. It's too short. Maybe I should get a real man to help me. Oh, burn. It's too big. You're not listening at all. I might be able to use some of these. Now come help me back at the house. Are you sure this will be enough wood? What if there's a cold snap? Perhaps we should get more.
It will have to be, won't it, unless you mean to come around again. I'm an old woman living alone, and summer is coming. Soon, I'll only need fuel for cooking, not warmth. Don't worry yourself, boy. I'll be fine.
I don't like where this is going, but I'm heading there. If you say so, but I worry about you living alone.
I have some mementos from running here. They've gone crooked and I can't reach. Could you hang them for me, Tethys?
Easy enough.
And please, be careful with my pictures. Some are very fragile. I would hate to lose them to your carelessness.
What happened in here that these pictures are all this bad off? Huh. Why doesn't this one fit? Okay. Not sure what's going on here. Sure, why not?
Think you could hang those papers on the table? I can't reach.
I wanted to read them.
There you go. That looks all right. Thank you for hanging those. Just one thing. Remove the cross.
Are you sure about that?
Don't you gainsay me, boo.
All right, I guess, if you're sure.
Of course I'm sure. You've done what I asked so far. Why are you balking now? Just do it.
I'm assuming she didn't mean for me to hang this note. Remember your husband, the pain he carried like Job, the red bird flies matines chapter. Where did this note come from, Otilia?
No idea. I found it on the table just last night. Maybe some scrap from a book Ronnig liked. I can barely read it. The writing's too fancy. Keep it if you want. It means nothing to me. I've got one last thing for you to do if you're willing. A legal document. I need you to read it. The words are too small for my old eyes, and my reading's not so good.
Nothing would delight me more, Otilia.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Let me see here. Standard introduction, this document shows, etc., etc. Here we are, the meat of the document. It says, oh, due to the recent death of Ronning Camper, his lack of heirs to inherit, your inability to pay fees on the land, your property is forfeit to the church. That said, this is all very suspect. I did not complete my law degree, but I smell something rotten in this letter. There are questionable assertions in here. Do you have any documentation on Ronning's lease agreement with the Abbey?
No, never seen anything like that. I don't think the lease was with Ronning. My family's lived here for over 100 years.
If that's true, it's quite likely the lease is with one of your father's ancestors, not Ronning. If the lease allows for partition of the land, you would have the ability to allow others to farm here in exchange for payments to Yov.
Poof! Johann and Franz Baron never would. They want this land for themselves.
Maybe if you talk sweet to ill Peter, you could convince the Gertners to take it on.
Ha! All my honey's turned to vinegar, boy, but maybe you're right about the family.
I've never had any problems with the Girthners. In any case, it's clear that the Abbey is not being truthful about the existing lease on this property. It seems they used Rannick's death as an opportunity to try and change the existing lease to something more profitable. Yes, Rannick's death. This is all the fault of that monster, Lorenz Rothvogel. If he were alive, I'd kill him myself. May he boil in hell for all eternity. I think it's time you tell me what happened with the Baron. Rannig, my husband, he caught that Rothvogel devil riding through our property and told him rightly to leave. The Baron beat my Rannig for it, beat him so savagely that he took a care to walk. Even his breathing pained him, never could breathe deep so long as he lived, which wasn't long at all. While this is the most... Well, actually, either of these will piss her off. So, that doesn't sound like the Lorenz I knew. Pfft, you think, O nobleman, would treat an educated young man like you as poorly as he treats us peasants? He knew he could beat my Rannig and suffer no consequences, so he did. We were not even so low as animals to him. We were furniture. And I knew after Rannig died, the church would die to take what little I had left. This document only confirms it. All because of Lorenz Rothvogel. I'm saying nothing. Since Rannig left, I've just been waiting to die. Why should I have to go on living when he is gone? He has not even been dead a year. I hoped I would follow him before the church came for what was left of our life. Inheritance laws are cruel to the widowed and the childless, just as the church likes it. It doesn't matter, boy. The laws will never change, and nobody cares. You know, that's a pretty compelling reason for you to have killed him. You said yourself you'd do it if you could. Who's to say you haven't already? Finally, some honesty from you. This was the real purpose of your visit all along. I'm an old woman, Tethys. Even walking from my bed to the door pains me. How could I kill a man in his prime? Not that it matters. I'm sure I'll take the blame for it anyway, just like I'm blamed for every runny nose and thrown horseshoe around here. The people in town can't wait for me to die, and the Abbey vultures haunt me for my contempt of them. None of it matters. I don't care what happens to me anymore. Thank you for your help, boy. You're the only one who's come calling since my Rannig passed, do you know? Now get out. I need to lie down. Nah, I think I'll... There's no reason for me to be this horrible. Of course, I was glad to help. So yeah, we get to pick one of the paths. We should find someone to eat with. I suppose there's a non-zero chance I could eat at the, eat with the nuns. Actually, I should check my quest log. Okay, these haven't been invalidated yet. Come on, work with me here. There we go. Alright. After helping Otilia, she admitted that she hated the Baron for what he did to her husband, Rannig. Apparently, Lorenz beat Rannig so severely that he walked with a cane for the rest of his life. The widow believes the injuries ultimately killed old Rannig. She also claims that she's not strong enough to have killed the Baron. Alright, nothing new there. So yeah, these haven't been invalidated yet, so there may still be time to complete them. I'm gonna see if I can't sup with the nuns. That would solve my time problems. Not home? Well, yeah, I guess she's eating, isn't she? Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. Like me. Oh, hey, what's going on here? Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs here. Hey, Mansfanger, hey. I haven't pet you yet. You want some scritches, you good little kitty? Here you go. Tassing is lucky to have so much woundwort growing naturally. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Who dat? A painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. Wait, Hildegard. That... Hildegard. I know that name. Why do I know that name? Benedict Nappus, visionary, prophet, and prolific writer on a variety of subjects, from theology to musical composition to medicine. I can't place it exactly, but I know I've heard the name before. The doors into the convent are locked to outsiders, men at least. I have to get through the library. Okay, well, looks like I can't eat with the nuns, which is unfortunate. I wonder if I can con Lucky into feeding me. I'm going to go double check to see if there's anything new in the guest house. Oh, hello. Fursten, hey, how's it going, little buddy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a shaggy one. There's a murder going around, but I'm here petting dogs and cats. A regular St. Francis. Ah, my wife's favorite saint. The patron saint of animals. Lady Salamia. I do not recall her. Ah, Master Tethys. Would you care to share supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. Of course, please lead the way. Thank you. Please sit. Bless us, O Lord, in these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. I find myself rather out of place here without the comfort of the Baron. Okay, that explains a few things. So, if she's the Baron's wife, this Irish accent I'm giving her is not going to work. Thank you for agreeing to share a meal with me, Master Tethys. Of course, the honor's mine. It's a terrible thing what happened to the Baron. It has given me the shock of my life. I am trying to find comfort where I can in my ladies and the Lord. Oh yeah, let's get that quail. Nom 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 quail. Not that there isn't much comfort to be found in these cold and dreary alpine towns. Lorenz and I had meant to take a tour of them before returning home to Worms, but... well, return we shall. I'm sorry for your loss, my lady. This sorrow is chuck at the first of many, I'm afraid. Aren't you married yourself, Master Tethys? No, in truth be told, I'm not looking forward to the prospect. That is a shame. There are joys to be found in marriage, should you care to work for them. Perhaps it's no surprise you and Lorenz became fast friends. I imagine he saw something of himself in you. Do you mean to say you knew of his excursions? Master Tethys, very little of a husband is mysterious to his wife, no matter what he may fool himself into believing. Lorenz was a flawed man. His various infidelities were no secret to me, but are we not all flawed before Christ? Oh, wow, that is some self-delusion right there, my girl. Ooh. Cheese and wheat bread. I loved him as a wife should properly love her husband, but I would not say that we were friends. I only hope his appetites were not what led him to this end. I've been searching for the answer to that quandary myself. Were you and Lorenz so close that he would trouble yourself so? I fear the abbot and the archdeacon will be led to inaccurate conclusions by circumstantial evidence. My mentor, Brother Piero, was found with the Baron's body, but I do not believe he cajoled your husband. If not to him, then who? I don't wish to speak out of turn. I see. Well, I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that my husband made his share of enemies. He was a man of many opinions, and he gave them free lieu to all who would listen, and some who would not. The previous abbot, Father Matthias, seemed to appreciate that about him. This new abbot is perhaps more conservative. Father Matthias was an open-minded man from all I've heard, a true scholar. Father Garino doesn't share Matthias's passion for the written word, yet endures the expense of it. To be put in such a position would make any man unhappy. I understand. I wonder what he will make of Lorenz's gift to the abbey. He had found the book about the history of Tassing. He believed it contained some scandalous details. He said it corroborated fears his father Matthias had expressed, but he didn't share the particulars with me. Do you have a sense of what the scandals involved? Beyond the broad basket of Tassing's history, I cannot say. My understanding is that this community is quite old. I am sorry I can't be of more help. I have some education, but I lack my husband's thirst for knowledge. If you find the book, hopefully its significance will be apparent. If God wills it. Will you be returning home to Worms soon? Perhaps in a few days. I await on the arrival of the Archdeacon. When his investigation is complete, I will go. Though the circumstances of my time here are dire, I'm in no hurry to return. Why is that, if I may ask? I shouldn't. I see a glimmer now of what Lorenz saw in you. You are a disarming man, Master Tethys, and too much easy to talk to. To be frank, I do not know what will become of me when I return to Worms. My title and residence may be in jeopardy. Lorenz and I have a son, but he is young yet. I don't know many of the legalities, only that my position is at some risk. Would you like me to elucidate them for you? I studied imperial law at Erfurt. Thank you, but no. I fear it would only heighten my unease. I am sorry to cut our conversation short, but I fear I must rest. Of course, you've had a long day. With many yet to come, I fear. Be well, Master Tethys, and whatever anyone says of my husband, I'm certain he appreciated your friendship. 1 day, 17 hours remain. I should get some sleep. Alright. Well, we are low on time now, so let's make our way. Well, let's go check to make sure nobody else has been murdered real quick. And that's always a possibility. Wait, can I get into the cloister? I can. Interesting that there's been no activity in the infirmary, given what's happened. Oh, shit. Matthew is the Abbey's circuitor. If he sees me, he'll kick me out. I have to keep out of sight until he's passed. Good thing he can't see well. Doop, 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 doop. I'm just a sneaking along. I assume this is where the body's interred. No, it doesn't look like it. If I go up these stairs, it's going to take a while to find the records I need. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. Okay, okay. No, what I need's in the library. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Which may be soon if things keep up the way they are. Search the nun's records. What's this? De Urbis Cambriae. The writer is Cadphellus of Salopia. I don't believe I've heard of him. Muckwort and Butcher's Broom. I'm not familiar with their properties, but they sound extraordinary. A beautifully illustrated book, and the author appears to be speaking from his own personal experiences. A wonderful hidden treasure for the Abbey. But nothing smoking or bloody. Is this really all I've got in here? Oh, I guess that's where I came from? Oh, there's another floor. Okay, that makes sense now. What do we have here? Hey, this looks familiar. A bifolium taken from a larger text, the Mysteria Astra. I'm not familiar with it. Some sort of astronomical test. Seems rudimentary, given the connection between the astrological signs and the elements and their basic relationship to alchemy. Ah, there's my cipher. Each sign is governed by one of 4 elements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are the water signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are the earth signs, and so on. It cuts off there. The next page is about something else entirely. Sister Illuminata must be trying to reconstruct the larger text. Given the dramatically different context of the following page, the choir this bifolium came from must have been assembled improperly. These 2 pages were interesting enough, I suppose, but quite basic. Wait, that's the connection between the astrological symbols in Ferenc's cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvel. If I turn the wheel to the element that matches the sign, I can decipher the note he left. Excellent. Now, I'm not 100% sure how to get back there, admittedly. This is most curious. Historia de Labyrinthio Librorum. I wonder what secret text could be hidden in such a place. I'll have to see if I can borrow the book when I have some free time, if Illuminata allows it. Alright, moving on up. Moving on up. This looks promising. The familiarities of the Sisters of Curacao Abbey. Yes. Okay. Let's check on everybody's family. This note says Sister Matilda left the Abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? Seems strange that she's the only entry with such a note. The date's 3 years ago. This was just before Father Matthias died, which means it was around the time that Baron Rothvogel visited. I should ask Sister Matilda about this. Maybe Mother Cecilia as well. Alright, I guess that's all I'm going to learn from this book. Talk to Cecilia or Matilda. Now, how do I get out of here? Uh-oh, cutscene. Oh, really? I see. What in the what? Shit. I'll talk to them. We can work this out. We'll come to an understanding. Oh, well, hello. Good evening. Rudiger, what have I done with you? Nothing? What? What are you doing here? Tethys, what is the meaning of this? Did you follow us in here? I don't care what you two are up to. That's between you and God. It's certainly not the abbot's business, right? Let a man's business be his own. That's what I say. Oh, good. I'm glad you understand, Tethys. And what are your plans now, fair-minded one? No plans other than leaving. No one has to know anything happened here. Fine, but there are conditions. I know you're eager to finish your masterpiece as well as your commissions from the abbot, both of which would be difficult if you were expelled from the abbey on credible suspicion of theft from the library. Oh, surely that isn't necessary. I disagree, Tethys. I don't appreciate being threatened, but fine. I apologize, Tethys. Matthew is overly cautious. This is no child's game me are playing, and this is hardly an even bargain. Tethys might lose a commission in a few months of time on his masterpiece. We stand to lose our place in this holy house, even our lives. I will not say anything to the others. We should go. Good night, Tethys. Not quite the secret I figured them to be harboring, but all's well that ends okay. And speaking of ending things okay, we're at the hour mark now, and it looks like we're heading to bed. So this is a perfect time to end today's episode. Thank you for joining me. Hope you had a good time. I did. And as soon as I find a good spot to save and stop here, we'll end the episode, and I will see you next time. Oh god, the witch is hexing me again. Wander. The name is Tethys. Stare at the witch. It's the middle of the night, Ursula. What are you doing up here? Hexing me? I see. Would you like me to tell you a story? Would that help you all sleep? Have you heard the story of the cat in the cradle? How about the silver spoon? You heard that one? Far up north in Flanders, where the lead and Hart's mill came from, there's a town by Tecumseh. 100 years ago, there was a great flood there on the feast of St. Elizabeth. You know how mad your dad gets when water comes through your farm? Well, it was like that, but much worse. If your dad saw St. Elizabeth's flood, he'd probably lose all his hair on the spot. The waters rose so high that everyone had to leave the town. Many families lost their homes. When the floodwaters went down, the townsfolk went to look for survivors. Would you believe that they found a baby's cradle floating in the water? I know, it strains credulity, but it's about to get even stranger. There was a cat on the cradle. It was jumping back and forth to keep the waves from getting in. The townsfolk couldn't believe it, so they all slowly rowed their way out to the cradle. And when they looked inside, what did they see but a tiny baby, warm and Anyway, that's why they named the town Kinderjik. Makes more sense if you know Dutch. Oh well, back to sleep. Alright, I assume I will have the opportunity to save here. Yeah, I lost my morning time. Oh, wow, we slept all the way to Sext. Okay. Game was last saved 13 seconds ago. That works. Okay. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.